So we may have some bad news for people who did not like Thor: Love and Blunder. I being one of them. I did not like Thor: Love and Blunder at all. But there's a rumor circulating right now. This has been going on for the past couple days, and I just want to talk about it. But there's a Thor 5 rumor to be in development right now at Marvel Studios. Apparently, Taika Waititi is not, he hasn't signed on, but they think that that might be because the writers and actors strike going on right now that legally he can't sign any contract. So we don't know if he's coming back. And even Thor himself, Chris Hemsworth, says he has no idea what's going on with the character and the future of the character either. So right now there's some high rumors going on that this movie is in development. And I kind of want to give my thoughts on that because I was not a fan of Thor: Love and Blunder at all. I think it is hands down the worst Thor film we've ever had. And I think it's one of the worst movies, and really, I think it's probably the worst MCU movie. Like, it is just awful, nothing redeeming about it. But you're probably thinking to yourself right now, if you're watching this channel, you're probably thinking, Rob, why are they doing a Thor 5 if Thor 4 bombed and it was awful? That's the thing, guys. It didn't bomb. The movie actually did very well at the box office. Let's go ahead and pull up the numbers right now. It made $760 million at $760.9 million, almost $761 million, almost $761 million at the box office. That is not a flop. Okay, just because a movie doesn't hit $1 billion doesn't mean it's a flop. You know, it opened to 144 million with 760 million worldwide. That is very, very, very successful. And even though maybe you and I do not like this movie, guess what? It has a 77% audience score and a 63% critic score. So if you're the studio and you're thinking, okay, what's the future? What is the future of the Thor franchise? Well, I mean, you got evidence that it was successful. Right, you absolutely have evidence that it's successful. You sit here and you look at the Rotten Tomatoes score, and boom, it's fresh, both critically and with the audience, and it made 760 million worldwide. So if you are an executive over at Disney, if you're Kevin Feige, you look at it and you go, well, it was successful, and it seemed like the majority of the people enjoyed the film. Now, I hate the movie. I absolutely hate the movie. You watching this, you probably despise it as much as I do. I think maybe you and me, we're more of a hardcore fan, and we absolutely just despise that movie. But the casual movie-going audience went out and they supported this movie, and they actually really enjoyed it if you go by the audience score and the critic score. So when it comes to the fact that they want to make a Thor 5, you kind of can't blame the studio for going, hey, let's go ahead and do this movie. It made us $760 million, almost $800 million. We might as well just do a sequel to it. Again, we don't know if Taika Waititi's coming back. We don't know if Chris Hemsworth's coming back. I'll tell you one thing. I won't necessarily poo-poo the idea of a Thor 5. I won't poo-poo it. Right? I love the first Thor. I like Thor Ragnarok. Thor Dark World is not my favorite, but it is like Shakespeare compared to Thor Love and Thunder. So, you know, basically it's sort of been like a hit and miss. I think they're batting like 500 right now. It's like first one good, second one not so good, third one good, fourth one not so good. So if you go by just, you know, the pattern, maybe the fifth one is going to be a good one. But I feel like if you do a fifth one, you cannot have Taika Waititi come back. Absolutely not. You have to reinvent this character again. You're going to have to give him some more serious stuff to deal with. Maybe the inner demons of him dealing with Jane's death and his father's death and Loki's death and all these other people's death, right? Deal with that inner demons. I feel like that's what Thor Love and Thunder should have been, but they just went straight comedy with it. I think they go ahead and reinvent the character again. And I say bring back Kevin Branagh to direct this movie. The guy who directed the first Thor movie, Kevin Branagh, is a fantastic director and actor. I really would like them to bring back Kenneth Branagh. I think he would be a fantastic person to reinvent this character, bring him back to his roots, and let's make this character badass again instead of being the butt of all the jokes. And one thing I thought was absolutely very humorous is that a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, Taika Waititi has been saying in articles that like he feels like the next Thor villain needs to be absolutely menacing, more menacing than Hela. And I'm like, you had Gore the God Butcher, who was supposed to be menacing, but you took everything and made it a joke. You had a great villain in Gore the God Butcher. The problem is you didn't capitalize on that. You decided to go out and make a very dumb, stupid comedy, and you ruined it. You absolutely ruined it. So guys, that is my thoughts on the overall rumor of a Thor 5. I want to know what you guys think. Do you think there's any weight to this? Apparently, this rumor is very, very heavily being talked about over at Disney. And like I said, because of the writer strike and everything that's going on, they can't legally sign anyone or move forward other than the development process. But that's just my thoughts on it, guys. I want to know what you guys think. Be sure to leave your comments in the comment box below. Smash that like and subscribe button. And until next time, as always, I'm Robert Storms, and that's my opinion. Later, guys.